what's up guys? Here in Ohio in this crappy weather, sitting in my car again. I want to talk to you guys about a problem, or it's actually going to be a big issue. I don't have the issue yet, but I know it's coming. This is for all Challenger owners and probably Charger owners too, I would assume. These cars have spray insulation, like a spray expanding foam, in the rocker panels and in the wheel wells on the rears. What's happening is all this foam that's sprayed in there is sucking up moisture, sitting against the steel, and over time it starts to rot from the inside out. It's a big problem. A lot of the older cars are starting to show it now, like the 2009s, 10s, 11s, 12s are starting to have it. Doesn't matter if you drive the car out in the winter time with the salt, it's going to happen to you, as crappy as it is. Years ago I watched a documentary of the Challengers being built, and I saw them putting the spray foam in there, and I was like, you got to be kidding me, that is stupid. I used to work on hot tubs. We used to use that spray insulation to insulate for the plumbing. Even if the plumbing lines didn't break, you go to lift those things up, they were super heavy because they were waterlogged, mainly because they were soaking up water. Just the moisture in the atmosphere will start to soak into it, it'll get wet, and it'll be a big soggy mess. Well, these cars are full of it. And I'll show you a couple pictures of people that are having the issues online. And again, those are the older cars, like the 2009s and 10s and 11s, but all that stuff's just starting to come to light now. This 2015 obviously doesn't have the issue yet, where I'd be showing pictures of it and I'd be taking it back to the shop complaining. But the issue is all those people are obviously out of their corrosion warranty, which I believe is 5 years or so. So Dodge isn't doing anything about it. So all of us are probably going to suffer the same fate, whether you drive it only in the summertime and in the no salt or anything like that. You're still probably going to have the issue. In the video I'm going to show you, there's a couple plugs on your doors that you could check. You could pop it out, jam your finger down in there and see if it's wet or moist. Mine happen to be dry so far. This car I usually drive just in the summer, but I do drive it in the rain. But I do suspect that even if you don't take these cars out in the rain, even if they're sitting outside, if you're in a humid area, that foam is going to suck up the humidity, and it's just going to be a moist mess, and it's going to rot your car from the inside out. I just wanted to make you guys aware. You might have seen it in forums and stuff like that, but I'm assuming pretty soon we're going to start seeing a lot more of this. Here's a couple pictures that I'll show you of the issues. In this area, people have been getting rust starting, and I'll show you exactly why. There's actually a black plug. Oh, dropped it. Has a black plug that pops into the door here. And inside of here, what this is sprayed in foam. Yeah, a giant sponge. I already stuck my finger down in there and popped a hole. Wait, see this stuff? This does nothing but soak up water. It's a giant sponge inside your car. This goes all the way down through the rocker panels, all the way back into this whole area, up through your wheel well, and on the other side it's sprayed around the gas cap. Now if you check your car, you look down around this area, usually what happens is you'll start to see some rust bubbles. If you have rust bubbles there, you've got big problems. Because what it is this foam is all stuffed inside of here. This foam gets wet and gets saturated, starts eating the car from the inside out. So what happens is they'll have to come in, cut this body out, pull the foam out of there, clean everything up, and put it all back together. It's a real pain. It's starting to happen on a lot of the 2010s and 11s, and people that don't know any better, all of the newer cars still have it. And from what I understand, the only car that doesn't have the spray-in foam is the Demons. They did that to save weight. But the issue is people think that, oh, if I don't drive it in the winter time, You know, I'm not going to get any rust or salt corrosion or nothing like that. This stuff, I'm sorry to say, will soak up even just humidity. So at some point, all of us are going to end up having rust somewhere in these areas. It's a pretty shitty design if you ask me. But the way you can check yours, like I could stick my finger in here, I already pushed down through there. It's nice and dry, it's not wet or anything. But back here, you can't get to it unless you cut this body open. And then another part of the issue is, as you can see, it's hard to tell, but if you get water back behind this wheel well, when the rain or if the road's wet or you just got done washing your car, water spray is going to get in and get behind here, soak right into that foam, and it's going to sit there. It doesn't dry out. It's going to sit there wet and just eat away at your car. A lot of the newer cars are doing it. I think they probably did it on purpose, but I think it's a pretty crappy design. This plug, obviously just pop it out, it's pretty easy. To put it back in, the easiest way to do it is put a little bit of oil on here or something slick, and then you can pop it back in. And this one's gonna be kind of a pain. And there it goes. Yeah, if you don't put oil on it, you're probably not going to get it pop back into place. But it's also on the driver's side. So again, that's foam, and I'll show you in a couple pictures, is sprayed all around this wheel well, all the way down along the rocker panel, all the way up to the front. And that's on both the driver and passenger side of the cars. Alright guys, just to wrap up, pop those plugs out, stick your fingers in there. Let me know if it's wet or if it's damp or any way, shape, or form inside of there. Let me know if you have this issue. Let me know what year your car is. Let me know like the general area where you live in, just so we can kind of get an idea of where this is happening at, as far as, you know, on the map. If it's happened mainly more down south, up north. I'm kind of curious. As other people, from what I've read, it could cost anywhere from $2,000 to $4,000 for the damages to be repaired. I think that's ridiculous. That's a bunch of crap. From what I gather, from what people were saying, that the engineers are stating that they put that in there for sound deadening and for rigidity of the actual body of the car. I think they put it in there so that these cars will rot out, so you have to buy a new one. Unfortunately, that's the times that we're living in now. And I think a lot more cars, even, you know, the smaller cars and even SUVs and stuff like that, they're all using that spray foam, which is ridiculous. If anybody did any type of research on that, they know that that crap just holds water, it holds moisture. Stupid design. And if anybody from Dodge is watching this, that was retarded, and that's stupid. You're going to cost people a lot of money and a lot of headaches. Hopefully nobody has to go through that. But if you do, or if you have, comment on the video. Like I said, let me know the general area in the States, or even Canada, where you live at, and let me know your story. Let me know how much it costs to do it, or if you have those little tiny rust bubbles. Because I'm telling you, if you have rust bubbles, you got bigger problems behind. It's just not surface rust. You pull that apart, you're going to see all kinds of rot. Now, I've already showed you a couple pictures of stuff that I did find online. That's what I think everybody's going to have to deal with someday. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. If you can, give me a like, hit subscribe if you'd like. I'd like to make a few more videos. I do love this car. I don't want it to rot out. And I know a lot of you guys that are watching us don't want their cars to rot out. And I think the Mustangs and Camaros, I think they also use the spray foam, which is, again, stupid. It's just totally dumb. If you know anything about this stuff, it's nothing but a giant sponge. You get it wet, it's not going to dry out. You can sit it out in the sun. Even if it's sitting out in the sun, it doesn't dry out. We used to have foam covers on the hot tubs. They'd have to constantly get replaced because they just get wet. I mean, it's around a water source all the time, but they'd get wet. People try to sit them out in the sun for weeks on end. They don't dry out. And especially if they're jammed into your rocker panels and your wheel wells where they don't get any air, don't see any light, It's just going to stay wet. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.